Good evening, everybody. Welcome to class once again. Please, if you can hear me, can you give me some reactions? All right, thank you very much. Thanks for coming early. All right, so we'll begin in the next 5 minutes. Let's just give some time for rapport to join in. As they do, we join. But what if they don't, we proceed. So we'll start in the next 5 minutes, please. Thanks once again for coming in early. Just give us some minutes, okay? Thank you. For those of you just joining, welcome to class. We'll start in the next 3 minutes. You're waiting for rapport to join. All right. So thanks for joining in early. We'll start in the next 3 minutes, please. Thank you very much once again. All right, so welcome to class. Good evening, everybody. Please, if you can hear me, can you give me some thumbs up? If you can hear me, please give us thumbs up. All right. So we're going to begin now. So from beginning of the class, that's the one. If you've been participating and you've been enjoying the class, please can you give us celebration emoji? Celebration emoji, please. If you've been participating and you've been enjoying the class. All right, beautiful. All right, beautiful. So I'm not going to waste so much time because today is the last day for our free 3 days coding session. And I'm super excited that we've all been learning so far. Thanks to Ogamax for this opportunity. Alright, so that said, I'm going to dive into what we started yesterday with robotics. And I'm going to continue with that now. Sorry, if you can see my screen, please give me thumbs up. Yeah, hold on, wait for it. Alright, Olashade Samuel, thank you. All parents are here with us because today is the last day. All right. All right, so let's proceed. So yesterday we mentioned talked about robots, and yes, sorry I've not been responding to those of you that answered your the assignments, sending your assignments. Yeah, I read through your answers, and yes, I didn't have time to comment because all of them were awesome, so I didn't have any correction to make. So I was like, wow, these people are really enjoying the class and they're really participating. And for those of you that couldn't join in the first 2 days, so sorry about that. I don't know, perhaps on network, but as you can see from the feedbacks, people were paying attention in the class and they were able to give feedback. All right, so having said that, let's proceed, please. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, I think I already talked about this a little. So we talked about what a robot is, and we established that a robot is an electronic programmable device that can work, that can function, that operates without human supervision. And then we also established that this is an example of the brain of the computer, of the not the robots. Alright, so I have 15 minutes to the end of the call for questions, so please let's save our questions, jot them down. That's why we need our parents here, so help your kids jot down your questions. Alright, okay, so looking at the brain of the computer now, we have 2 ports here, as you can see here. This is where you upload your code to the computer, to the brain. Yeah, and you're wondering, okay, if I upload, well, how do I upload my code from the PC, right? You code on your computer and you put your code into the brain. How you do that is through this port here. One, we connect a USB cable. It uses a printer cable. Parents, if you are here, you can explain how a printer cable works. For those of you that have seen it, so it uses a printer cable as well. So it's a, you can see the ports. It's more or less like a printer cable mount. So when you upload your code to the board, so everything according to you where you want it. Let's say you are assigned, you want to automate a light bulb to turn on its own when you say turn on. So which means that if you want to be something like that, that it has a robot now, right? You tell the robot to turn on the lights and it turns on the lights. Okay, so if you want to do something like that, you will need to get your microphone components and connect it to one of the analog pins, digital pins, and then you program it that this particular pin should receive a message from what a user. So it's a microphone, you're telling there's a microphone, and then you also have to connect a pin to your on these pins here, telling the robot that okay, let me say we have 13 pins, so let's say pin 10 should turn on the light. So I'll write my code that pin 10 should turn on the light. I'm just using mouth to explain all these things. You actually have to code it, right, in a real language. Okay, so that's that. So when you're done uploading your code, when you're done programming and you upload your code to your board, and then you want to get it to power, because it doesn't just work. You obviously need an electronic device which means it works with power, right? Either you want to do with solar power or electricity power. That's talking about lights now. So it works with light. So you want to connect this. So now you use a normal a 12-volt cable here and connect it to this place. So that way you don't have to connect it to your PC all the time. I hope you know that you can connect it to your you can connect this thing and your code will still work. I mean, still connected to your PC using the USB ports here. USB is universal serial board and bus rather, universal serial bus. So using the USB ports on your PC and then connecting this, it's still going to power the Arduino board, right, and other components. Yes, it's going to do that. But for you to actually, like, you're not going to be connecting your PC all the time. You want it to work somewhere, right? Where you don't, like when you want to on your bulb, you now on your PC first before on the bulb. No, you can just connect to a socket, right, or directly to your light, and then after being programmed, you just maybe you clap your hands and the light turns on, the light turns off, something like that. So you can code it like that. I want to believe that many kids will not do that. All right, so that's that. So everything has to be what programmed. Okay, so having said that, I think I mentioned about resistors. Resistors are what reduce the flow of current. So yeah, I don't want to dive into this. If I dive into this, I'm going to use 2 hours explaining how to actually you choose the right resistor. That so go resistor have different categories. I'm going to use more. In fact, 2 hours is not going to be enough to explain how to actually use resistors to use the same, because it's actually important. Okay, so sorry, having said that, I already talked about the installation. Okay, let me pause here first. I think many of us have some questions before, so I'm going to open up for us to ask some questions. So please, if you have any question, drop your question on the comment message now before I proceed. Your questions now, please. In the next 2 minutes, I'll attend to questions before continuing. If there's no question in the next 2 minutes, you have 2 minutes. If you have any question about what I said or yesterday's class and so on and so forth, please drop your questions now. If you have any question, give me thumbs down so I know you don't have any question. Please, can we code for Arduino? Do you mean in this class? For this training, it's because Arduino is an advanced programming, right? So we are looking out for the basics first. So I just want to just synthesize you all on how robots works, right? And yes, you can code for Arduino, but that will be in we'll talk about that later. Anyway, you can code for Arduino, yes, but not today. All right, not to do. I just want you guys to have an understanding of how to work. Actually work. The programming language for Arduino is Arduino programming language. I like it that you spelled your Arduino very well, Tuluwani David. I love it that you spelled your Arduino very well. It's Arduino programming language. Alright. Alright, so I have 1 minute more for any question. Please, I think I'll take to one more question before, or two, depending on how fast you can type in your question. Tuluwani David, I've answered your questions. Is it JS or Java? It's neither JS or Java. It's not JS, it's not Java. Alright? Arduino programming language is Arduino programming language, and it's from C++ programming. Alright, so you use C++ programming language to build Arduino. Alright, is there any type of test? Any other type of? Yes, there are many other type of test programming. Like Toluwani David mentioned, yeah, Java is a test-based programming. Java is a test-based programming language. JavaScript is not a programming language; it's a script, right? You have Ruby, you have Python, right? You have Arduino programming, right? A lot of them, right? So you have a lot of them. What's Arduino? Arduino is a board. It's the brain of the robot, all right? And it's not called Arduino. It's Arduino. Alright, it's Arduino. Alright, so I think that's all. I'm going to drop end this question session for now and then proceed. Okay. Alright. Okay, sorry, I didn't get your question. How is it compared to with Python? I didn't compare anything with any programming language. There are two different programming languages. Alright, I'm not comparing with. I've seen your question to one David. Thank you. It's okay, Oga, Madam, whichever one you are. I've seen your question. I'm answering it already. It's not. I'm not comparing any programming language with Python. Okay, but the similarity between them is that they're test-based programming language. All right. Okay, so I think that's all. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so let me proceed. All right. So what do I have here? Okay, yeah. So this is the software you use to download Arduino. Now, as mentioned, you need to get, you are building company, you are building a robot, so you need to first of all, is one thing to code. Robotics is embedded systems, which means that it has to be what on it's firmware, right? Robotics are firmwares, which means that you're actually writing a code, software and hardware put together makes a firmware. All right. So robots are like firmwares, right? So you get that right. So you will need the hardware and the software to get your actual robots. All right. So as you can see on this robot, this is a firmware, right? So this is the hardware that you can see here. Many components, the eyes, or you can see in this one now. I think this one should be able to see this one very well. You can see this now. You can see jumper wires here. You can see some hardware components are working with it. Okay, so I think I mentioned something about a smart dustbin the other time. Someone messaged me recently and asked me about smart dustbin, that he wants to work on a smart dustbin project. I was like, wow, that's cool. So what's your idea and all that? This is a smart dustbin, as you can see here. You can see what I'm measuring now. This is the eyes. This is the sensor now. You see what I was saying, that when the person comes close, the dustbin opens, and when the person is far off, the dustbin closes like this. Okay, so it's a smart dustbin. You can see that this is homemade. You can build it yourself, right? You can build it yourself. This is a normal basket, and this is just a carton. I mean, you can just do something like this, and mom and daddy will be happy, right? All right, so that was that. So if you're enjoying the class, please can you give me some celebration emoji? And just to be sure that we're enjoying the class, if you're enjoying the class, can you give me celebration emoji? If you're following and all. I want to believe you can react. You're not enjoying the class, Tuluwani. Wow. Okay, no problem. I'm only getting one response. I want to believe you are lying to Luwani there, because if you're not enjoying the class, you would have left this call by now. Alright, so Sunday, thank you very much. Alright, thank you very much. Okay. Alright, thank you so much. Those of you that are telling lies, it is well, oh. It is well. Alright, so let me proceed. So I mentioned that this is the Arduino, and this is not a resistor, please. The person that built this PDF didn't do us well. This is not a resistor, okay? This is a piezo. It's an electronic component that can be used to detect vibrations and create noise. Okay, so you can use something like this for your alarm systems. So perhaps you have to build a smart home, whereby if someone is coming in and is not authorized, whereby by authorized I mean you have a security passcode, and then the person types the wrong pin. For example, you program it that it should if the wrong pin is entered 3 times, and is incorrectly entered 3 times, right? That is not correct, and the alarm should be on to alert everybody that someone is entering the house. All right, so that's that. So this is the light emitting diode, which I mentioned about the light stuff. So this is just for practice, right? So speaking about practice, there are many other components. You see, these are wires. These are jumper wires that are used to connect each other. Okay, this is a button. You see, there are many components that can be programmed. These are programmable components, right? You don't just go and get any components. So you can actually get your dustbin if you want to be a dustbin, but you need a programming component to get it done. Okay. All right. So that's that. You also need to understand this as well. Okay. So having said all this, I think I didn't mention something here. I omitted it. So I was talking about practicing, right? Yes, the breadboard. So as you can see here, we have breadboard and we have soldering board. Now when you want to test your project, right? Now this breadboard is detachable, which means that if you make any mistake in building your robots rather, you can remove it and will correct your mistakes. Why? Because you are using the breadboard. But if you use a soldering board, okay, let me show you. If you use a soldering board, it means it's going to be permanent. All right, it's going to be permanent. As you can see here, it's going to be permanent. So when you're very sure of your components, you're sure of your code, you're sure of what you built, you cannot take it to your soldering board so that your components will not be detaching on its own. Okay, this was breadboard. I want to show something quickly. So you see the difference here. So PCB stands for programming computer board, right? So you have this board here, breadboard, and you have the PCB. Okay. So this board now you can detach it, and then this one the codes are not detached. You can't detach the code. Okay. I don't know if I know the code now. What you built. Okay. Yeah. PCB. What did I say? PCB stands for printed circuit board. Yeah. So everything is on the board, right? Printed circuit board. All your code is embedded on that thing and it's printed on it. Okay. So that's that. You can see the difference, the huge difference. PCB stands for what? Printed circuit board. Okay. So let me proceed. So I think I've covered that already. So we have the jumper wires which you use to connect your cables together, and many others. Okay, so now we talked about it to create the recommended environment. That is where you write your code. Okay, so you can build the simple circuits. Yeah, so this is a simple circuit that you can see here. You need your Arduino. Remember I mentioned it has to work with the brain. So this is your breadboard, and this is your LED, and this is resistor, right? and these are jumper wires you're using. I told you that you have to connect your jumper wires to a particular pin for it to function. So when you build your circuits, I want to show you an example of a code that is being programmed. Okay, this is making use of push buttons as well. So when you don't building your circuits and you know where it is, so you can as well what writing your code. Don't worry that I'm skipping all this. It's theory. Alright, it's theory. All these are operators and all. It's theory. I'm not trying to finish this PDF. I'm not going to finish this PDF anyway. I just want to take you to where you have a code. Okay, yeah. So all right. So I want to show you the IDE. Let me just open it from my device here, because it's going to take so much time to open. So I have the Arduino programming language application installed on my PC. Just give me some minutes. Anyway, so I'm coming. While I'm waiting for that, I'm still waiting for it to open. Okay, this is you doing many wires. So yeah, can I say that, let me just ask this question, can I say that the traffic light we see around, can we say that it's a robot? Why? Because I don't know, is anybody here that is working with traffic something? I don't know, I've not read about it, so I don't think I'm interested in reading about it. But then the traffic lights now, if it is not controlled by somebody, I mean in an inner room or something, if keyword is if, I believe I can say it's a robot. Why? Because it's programmed and it works with time, right? Yeah, you can build a prototype of a traffic lights using Arduino here, live and direct. You can practice it with the way you want it, right? Now this is a sample here. This is using 3 LED boards, right? So you can change one to green, red, and yellow. All right, so you can program in that in your code. I believe it's open now. You can program in that in your code that let me just take it to one side. So once it's ready to come up for us, once you can program in that in your code that once you've gotten what do you call it now, once the it's 30 seconds, the code should this is the last project I worked on Arduino. Okay, so once you've gotten your code, you can time it that okay, after a few minutes it should do what, it should turn green, and after a few seconds rather it should turn red, and after a few seconds it should just turn yellow for a few seconds and then turn green, something like that. So you can build some projects like that, as simple as that. So yeah, this is a sample code. You want to just show us something there. So you see that after I've written this code, I'm not going to explain this code more details anyway. After I've used my code, I want to upload the code now to the robot. So I use the upload or verify my code is alright. So if there's no error in my code, it will not throw any error, just like in Python and other programming languages. So once your code is good to go, you just need to just run it and you upload it. You can see the upload here. I don't know if you can see my screen very well. You upload it and it uploads to your Arduino board. So your Arduino board must be detected. Alright, so you must be able to see your Arduino board on your PC. Okay, so where was I? Yeah. So having said all this, I think I'm going to suspend for a little while. At least we're able to cover a lot of things. I'm going to attend to a few questions before I say what I need to say. So now, if you have any question, please ask a question now about Arduino class and all. I have 2 minutes again to do that. So any question, please. Questions, please. If there's no question, I'm going to just proceed to what I have today. What is Arduino? Arduino is how am I going to explain this now, because I've explained it multiple times now. Alright, so Arduino is the brain of a robot. It's one of the brains of the robots. It's a board. Alright, Arduino is a board which you program to make your robot do many stuffs. Are we using Python or Arduino? Okay, please, how do we link Arduino with your circuits? 21 David, please can you stop spamming us with questions? One of the question is enough. I can read it there. Okay, please, thank you. Please, how do we link Arduino with your circuits? Like I said, you have written your code, right? So you upload it to your Arduino board, and then it does what you want to do. When you connect the components, it's on it, but doesn't mean that you have to connect the components which you assign it to. All right, is there Python? Is there a Python for kids? Okay, so yes, there is. That's purpose of this training. All right, so having said this, I'm going to suspend the questions session for now, and I'm going to show something really interesting. Okay. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, so please, if you can see my screen, can you give me thumbs up? Where by now? All right. Okay, so we Mass Technologies organized just 3 days free session. The purpose of this 3 days free session, like I mentioned, is to synthesize the kids and open our minds to learning. All right, so we are in a school session, right? Session has begun and academics has begun, right? So we're in a session whereby we don't want to push much effort, too much pressure on parents and all. Please, I want to stop the reactions. It's kind of distracting. All right. Thank you. Okay, so now we organize this session so help just to expose kids on what is happening, the training tech, right? Everything that is happening in tech. Like I mentioned in the first day, that we need to start by building them now, start by building the kids now, so when they grow older they'll be able to interact with all these tools, all these platforms, and all these trainings. So it's a tech company that just our major focus is at kids and beginners, right? We don't want people that already know something. If you already know something and you want to know more, fine, we are welcome, but our major focus is on this. So we have having said that, we have advanced coding for kids, all right, and we're coding for kids and remember cohorts. Okay, so we organize this 3-day session just like I mentioned, and further more on this training. I believe we all enjoyed the sessions. Please, if you enjoyed these sessions, I'll need your reactions now. Any sessions and you really love all that you learned, please can you give us some? Yeah, all right, good, beautiful. Okay, so we don't want to do with that. This, we are in Nigeria, and anything that is free is very is not utilized very well. For example, now you are over 200 participants in the group, but how many people are here? We have only 27 members that are here. So you see that this training, many are called but few are chosen. This training is not for everybody. It's not everybody that are interested, even though you are interested, not everybody that is interested. Now, some people will have their reasons, but whatsoever, we have 27 participants in this group, so you are fortunate to be here to be able to ask your questions, live questions, and you've seen that we put in so much effort just to make this training a huge success. All right, so having said that, we were going to we've been organizing trainings over the years. I don't know if you have seen the screenshots or pictures and all that over the years. So we started Ogama Technology started talked about, we're in Nigeria, right? We know what's happening since, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. Your president, BAT. That's what I call him. I don't remember his name. So almost honestly I've forgotten his name. All right. So having said that, so we already know what he has been doing there. Okay. So we looked at it that, okay, since the beginning of summer we started organizing trainings like this, and we decided to run a lot of discounts for people. Okay, so now, like you already know, coding helps kids a lot to expand their memories and do lots of stuff. Opens them to a lot of creativities, right? Gives them insight towards this thing, and also gives them room for opportunities when it comes to tech. All right, so they are not left behind, right? So we are organizing an advanced coding training for kids, right? You see the keyword is for kids, right? Yeah. And now this comprehensive course promises to make a substantial impact, enhancing their intellectual capacity and equipping them with essential kids skills for the future. Okay, so by participating, your children will delve deeper into the world of coding and robotics, enabling them to unlock their potential and develop a strong foundation for the time ahead. So like I mentioned, we'll be having this advanced coding training since summer, this promo period, and we've been having a lot of sessions with a lot of kids. Okay, so now in part of the training sessions, we started with there are levels to all these trainings, right? We have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and all that. So these people that started with us in summer are already going to we are level 2 now, going to level 3 and all. So we'll be having these trainings on a monthly basis. So we started with level 1, which we have 2 programming languages that we are going to learn, which are the programming is text based and block based programming, right? So we started with Python already, and you see that the value that was given for you for free is what, over 50,000 naira, right? So in this 1 month we are organizing a 1 month free, 1 month training, right? 1 month advanced training for kids. Now in this 1 month training, you're going to learn on Python, right? Advanced Python, 0 to hero in Python, and you'll be able to create some wonderful projects like age calculator, whereby you can calculate the age of an individual, or even I think I mentioned that in the class. Yeah, you can also calculate a great calculator as well, and mention that. And you can also create in this training, right? You're going to be able to create a security passcode project. So we're not going to just use mouth to train you. You're going to practice with yourself, by yourself. Your kids are going to be, I really, parents are here, your kids will be able to actually code these by themselves. We're going to give them hands-on, right? I'm not going to be the one sharing my screen, or anybody, the instructor, whoever is going to instruct the children. I'm not going to be the one sharing our screen. Your children will be the one that will actually code it, and you see them express themselves freely. Now all this training is worth 15,000 naira, right? Okay, so still in this month we're going to dive into Scratch programming language, which is a block-based programming language, like I mentioned earlier in one of the classes. Okay, so in this training your kids will be able to create games, puzzle games like puzzle game, snake game, ping pong game, all right, and also create wonderful stories. Scratch is a block programming language that you can use to create games, stories, animations, and what have you. And still this course is worth 15,000 naira. All right, so All right, so you're going to get access to manuals worth 15,000 naira, materials, and the recordings, and then the software as well. Now everything is what 60,000 naira for everything you're going to learn. It's worth 6,000 naira. But like I mentioned, this promo we are running it for August till December, right? So those people that have been participating with us from August have been enjoying this promo, and it's going well. From next year, I'm very sure we're not going to continue with the promo price. Now, what's the promo price? All right, so now we're offering 92% discount. Like I said, it's because of BT. The people that started with us, well, the discounts we gave them was I think 60%. Yeah, 60%, which means they paid about 10,000 naira instead. Okay, they paid about 10,000 naira for the training, and we only took 10 participants. To tell you how serious we are, we don't want much people. So this training, this promo is only for 10 people. We only took 10 participants in our training, and these 10 participants have been doing wonderfully well. So after the 10, we decline every other this thing. Whether we decline them or they increase the fee. We can increase it to any amount we desire. So this promo is for only what 10 people, right? All right. So but then if you want to, we also organize private trainings. But if you want private training, just come to our DM and we'll be able to respond to that. So we also organize trainings on both programming and non-programming courses. But I just have a list of few of them. We have web development, which is a programming course, and then we have graphic design, which is a non-programming course, video editing, which is also a programming course. So if you want to know more about that, you have to contact this person. But then don't worry about that. That will be handled later on. All right. So having said that, we just want to. This training is going to this advanced training for your sets, right? For your batch is going to start on the 23rd of this month, which means we have this week and next week to decide whether you'll be among the first 10 participants to register for this our advanced training. So the fastest 10 will join in with this 5,000 naira discount price. All right. So having said all that I've said, yeah, I want to believe that since we've seen so much we've gotten so much value for free during this free training, you should know that we take our students seriously. All right, we take our students seriously, and we take our kids seriously. We make sure that they are able to understand, and they don't leave the class, they don't leave this thing until so this training is the 5,000 naira is per child. But if you have more than one child and you want to register them, just come to our DM. We'll talk about how to go about it. Okay, if you have more than one child and you want to register, we can give you a discount. But then we're not going to I don't know if I'm going to do that, but that will be within your company. But just reach out to us and we'll be able to do that. So remember, it's for first 10 participants that's going we're going to get this this promo. Okay, so yeah, and it's for 1 month. So after this 1 month, if you feel that, like I said, there are levels, right? So if you feel that your child's growth is good and you'll be able to enjoy it, remember I said that many kids are already joined us in the summer, are still with us. Most of them are still with us. That's maybe some of them because of the school they are going to hostel and all that, but that's not the point. The point is, if you feel that your child has really benefited a lot during that first 1 month and you want to continue with the training, you can continue with us. But then it's going to start from on the 23rd of Monday 23rd. Like I said, it's Mondays and Wednesdays. So Monday 23rd, and it's going to span for 1 month, which means it's going to end on the 15th. I think it's on the 15th of November. Okay, so having said all this, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and respond to questions that we have for today. Okay, so if you have any question, please drop your question on the in-call message now, because I know all I've said. Okay. Okay, there is from buying materials. Can you find them in other in other electrical devices. I don't know what you mean by this, Nikina, but I'm not. I don't know what you mean by this. Sorry, I've just seen your question now. Ikena, please, can you explain to me? Please, your question should be about what I said now, not about where can I get it. So, okay, if you want all these devices, if you want to get your components, you can come to my DM as well. I'll link you up with someone. One of our, we have it in our company. So, but there's someone responsible for it. I'm just a STEM instructor, so there's someone else responsible for that. All right. So, I'll link you up with the person, and the person will communicate with you. Okay. So if you want to get the components like I mentioned, that's for your private training and all, just meet up with the person and the person will connect you with I'll just come to my DM. Alright, come to a DM and we'll be able to respond. So please, any questions about all I've said today about our what we have on our screen? Yeah, this coding class will start on Wednesday, 23rd of 23rd of October. Okay, so it starts on Wednesday, 23rd of October. Sorry, that's 20. Yeah, on Monday rather, on Monday 23rd, and it's going to end on Wednesday 15th. Yeah, that's for the first one. Can we use Arduino to make? Yeah, yes, you can. How can I get the sensors? I'm saying the same thing. Sensors, you can get there. Just reach out to me privately on my DM, and we'll talk about it. All right. Do you do physical class? Yes, we do physical trainings as well. But where's your location? Just come to my DM, please. Come to my DM about your physical training. And physical trainings are private trainings, alright? Thanks for the. So you mean that there's no classes for a month? Yes, Fatal it's for a month. And like I said, it's for a month and it's for a child. What's the amount for the Scratch or Keys and Python? Yes, like in this 1 month, we are running a discount, right? So in this 1 month, you are going to learn both Python and Scratch programming language. Yeah, so this first month, which is level 1, starting with the most simplest programming languages, which are the most simplest text-based programming language and the simplest block-based programming language, which Python and Scratch programming language. All right, so that's what I'm going to start with, and then from there we grow to. So in this first month, we're going to start with that, and it's for a month. So if you, like I said, if you're satisfied with your child training and you want to go to level 2, you can continue with us for the next month, and we may decide to continue with your discount price of 5,000 naira, but we may decide not to. But it's up to you and your child's performance if you're satisfied with it. All right. So sir, you've not said the question. How do we link? I'm sorry, to Luwani David. I'm only answering questions concerning this, and I think I didn't answer this question. I said you upload your code to your Arduino board using the USB. Alright, I think I answered this question already. That is how you connect it. Okay, are we having assignments? I love assignments. Okay, so I did mention about the assignments. Now about the assignments, for each trainings, your child will be given assessments. Alright, so every week, every week, and not every day, not every session, every week we'll try to be giving an assignment so that you're able to practice throughout the week and not focus. We all know that we are in school, the kids are in school, we don't want to bombard them with schoolwork and then we have coding class, as we all know. So we want them to also have to do other things. So the assessment will be every weekend, every week, once in a week. So the training is twice in a week, and yeah. So the time we'll be informed about the time for the class on registration. Are we making robots? Where you mean your location? I don't know what you mean by this, Philip. So how will you connect the circuit to your computer? You don't connect the circuit, you connect your Arduino board, your brain. You connect the brain to the computer. Okay, so is it most every built with programming or coding? Yes, they are programming and coding are the same thing. Alright, so they are both the process of writing a program. So I love your teaching, thank you so much. So if you love your teaching, I want to believe that you'll be able to join our advanced training, so you can continue enjoying our trainings. Thank you very much, Philip, for this comment. Why are you saying I haven't answered your question? I already did that already. Toluwani David. Is it that when I was answering you didn't Yeah, thank you very much. But it's Ogamas Technologies should be thanking. Yeah, God bless me. Yes, amen. And God bless Ogamas Technologies. Amen too. What's his name? 21 David, I'm asking the question. You don't, it's not like a link. You have to connect it your to your brain. So okay, I get your point now. So your circuit, right? The Arduino board has pins where you will put your, it has holes where you will put your, connect your, I mentioned that in the class. Let me just quickly share my screen and show you that. um since you're asking that question and you don't want to allow me to hear word, I will I will answer you now. To one David, I mentioned that this is your code, right? Okay, good. So as you can see on my screen here, I don't know if you can see this. This is how you connect your circuit. This is a circuit. So you connect to your Arduino board using jumper wires. Alright. I don't know if I answered your question now. To one David, can I go and sleep? Can I rest? Thank you very much, Flash Samuel. I enjoyed this class. 21 David, where are you? I've answered your question now. Can I rest? Am I free from you now? Come to my DM. We'll talk about how you can get the Arduino board. Come to my DM, alright? Come to my DM. I want to see you on my DM. You can tell your dad or mom to chat me up, or wherever like your child to chat me up on a DM. I'll talk about it, alright? Your class is very lovely. Oh, thank you so much. So for those of you that enjoy the class, I want to believe that we'll be able to raise up our advantage. Please, I'll advise that you seize the opportunity, because if people that are on the group that are not in today's class see this thing and are interested and they register before you, I'm sorry, you don't come to me and start begging that you want to register, please. So seize the opportunity while it lasts. It's not going to last for long, alright? It's not going to last for long. Alright, beautiful. Nilukas, I think I mentioned your name many times in my session. Elokai, see, please, if you don't give me, I'm not a Nigerian person. I'm not used to I'm not used to this thing. You want to see my picture? Yeah, don't worry about my picture. Don't worry about my picture. If you want to see my picture, ask me on my DM. I'll send it to you privately, please. If you want to see my picture, send it to my DM, please. Thank you. I will show you my picture on my DM. I don't want everybody to see my face. Alright? I don't want everybody to see my face is for everybody. Just know that I'm your instructor. What's the schedule for the 1 month class? Yeah, it's Mondays and Wednesdays. Alright, now it's meant to be weekends. Okay, I forgot to mention that it's meant to be weekends, but because like I mentioned, we'll be having sessions right from this year, so our sessions have been booked, has really booked, and we are choked up already, right? So that's why we're trying to put during the week as well. Otherwise, it's training meant to be in the weekend, right? Normally we have our training, what do they call it? We have our training Fridays and Saturdays, right? That's what we want to do. But now the timing is choked up already, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, so we are trying to put into so that we don't let other people to miss out. So that's why we're having Mondays and Wednesdays. So very soon we will have it maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, and maybe the entire week, and then we don't have any other time anymore. So please, I would advise the pics you use for illustration. Which picture are you talking about? I didn't use any picture. Fatima Musa, I don't know what you're talking about. The 1 month training is 5,000 naira for the first 10 participants. The keyword is first 10. Okay. LinkedIn program. Just look for Ogama Technologies on LinkedIn and you're able to see us there. Mondays and Wednesday time. Okay, we're going to use 8 to 9 p.m. 8 to 9 p.m. Temitope, I've answered the question. 8 to 9 p.m. I have GitHub. Don't worry about GitHub. Let's leave GitHub for now. GitHub is my personal account, and I don't give my personal GitHub account. Alright, so thank you very much, Tuluwani. I know you're interested in learning a lot, but don't worry about that, okay? Just register for our this thing and we start. So it's a beginner's class, alright. So can we have robots? Yes, you can build robots. If you want to build a robot and you want components and you want, but you need to learn before you just start building a robot. Otherwise, you build rubbish. So you need to learn how to build it. I have 4 minutes left. So please let's utilize this 4 minutes. What about second 10? What do you mean by second 10? My God, please don't make me to laugh. Second 10. It's not like second 10, no. Please, it's not like second 10. We're only looking for the first 10. We don't want crowd. We don't want crowd. If we have crowd, we're not able to accept everybody. So please and please. How much is Metochi for game creation? Everything 5,000 naira is embedded into it. You have I don't know if you saw what I have on my screen here. You're going to learn both Scratch programming language, which you'll be able to use to create games, and Python, which you'll be able to create beautiful programs like Quick Calculator, email address validator, and all that real-time projects, and not child's play. So you should be able to do that. It's 5K for the class, yes, and it's for 1 month, and it's for a child. All right, for that Samuel, it's for 1 month and it's for a child. So the training is going to start next. Is it next week? I think it's okay. Upper week, yeah, upper week Wednesday and upper week Monday rather, and which means that registration is going to close by the end of next week, most likely by the end of next week or by Wednesday next week, because we need time to prepare for you, to give you the best. Our aim is just to give everybody the best. Alright, so I don't know how to make a robot myself. You want to know how to train a robot, you can register for our private training. If you can afford that, fine, but if you can't afford it, so please just join the this thing. And anyway, so about the robots now, if you're interested in getting components for the robots, we have a manual. You can see this manual here that I showed here. We have this manual, and if you are interested in learning the robot, you want to just get the component, this manual is easy to use. Okay, this manual is very easy to use, so you can get the components. It comes with the manual. It's a free gift from the company, right? It comes with the manual. So once you get the components, you can study it, and if you don't understand and you want to register for advanced private training, we can give you a discount based on the fact that you bought components from us. So trust me, our products are the cheapest anywhere in Nigeria. We've never, since BAT, right? BAT, your governor, your president, since BAT entered it, we've not changed our prices. Our prices is still fixed. Why? Because we are still looking out for, we are humans, right? We should be able to. So anyway, I don't want to talk much about the reasons. We just know that we are the best anyone can offer. Alright, so I can pass only myself and the company I work for. Okay, so love your teaching. Thank you so much. I have under 1 minute. So please, this is the last question. Another question: can you create a web with coding? Yes, you can create a website. The other levels now, I think level 2 or level 3, they are into web development now. So having said all this, I think I'm going to call this call now. The recording will be sent to us. So do have a wonderful night. If you have any question, please send your question in my DM and all. So goodbye now. Yeah, I'll post the payment details immediately.